system, digestion, absorption, and breathing and exchange of gases, respiratory system. In the second unit, human anatomy and physiology 2, which includes body fluids and their circulation, human circulatory system, and excretory products and their elimination. Excretory products and their elimination, excretory system of human beings. And sixth unit, which includes genetics. Sixth unit, genetics. These three units are completed. Unit 1, human anatomy and physiology 1. It includes two organ systems, digestive system and then respiratory system.
నేను మాట్లాడతాను.
హలో సార్, మీ వాయిస్ మ్యూట్లోకి పోయింది సార్. సార్ మీ వాయిస్ మ్యూట్లోకి పోయింది, అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి.
Sir, unmute your voice yourself, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Right. See, 3 units completed. Unit 1, human anatomy and physiology 1, which includes digestive system, respiratory system. Unit 2, human anatomy and physiology 2, which includes blood circulatory system of human beings and excretory system. And Unit 6, genetics, heredity and variations. 3 units completed till now. Now, the fourth unit, the Unit 3 from secondary portion, human anatomy and physiology 3, which covers muscular system of human beings, skeletal system, and neural system. 3 organ systems are covered in this third unit. Musculoskeletal system, muscular system, skeletal system, neural control and coordination. Neural systems are discussed in this unit. See, today's session we discuss muscular system of our human beings. See, our posture, shape of our body is because of our skeleton. And muscles also helps in maintaining our posture. See, posture of our body is maintained by muscular and skeletal systems. Now, movement. What is movement? See, change in the position of body parts. Raise your hand, down your hand, write something on the board. You know, these are said to be the movements. See, movement, the change in the position of body parts is called a movement. Change in the position of body parts. Change in the position of body parts. Is called movement. Some of these movements helps in changing place or location of organisms called locomotor movements. Some of these movements results in changing place or location. See, for example, I came here, I went there. In that way, some of these movements results in changing place or location called locomotor movements. Called locomotor movements. These are called locomotor movements. Example. See, examples of locomotor movements includes examples. See, number one, walking. Number two, running. Number three, swimming. Number four, flying. Flying of birds. Flying. Etc. The different types of locomotor movement. What is movement? Changing the position of body parts is called a movement. Some of these movements results in changing place or location of an organ. Location, the idea of organ. Location of organ. These are called as locomotor movements. Examples of locomotor movements include walking, running, swimming, flying, etc. The locomotor movements. That's the reason here the movement and locomotion. You see, muscular and skeletal systems are not separately studied. They studied together. Here, what is the use of? What are the advantages of movement or locomotor movement? Why should we show locomotion? What are the uses of locomotor movements? No, locomotor movements helps it. Locomotor movements helps in it helps in feeding to procure food material, and for mating, to go to shelter, or to protect themselves from enemies, to escape from their enemies. Feeding, right? First one. Feeding or to procure food. Food capture or food. Second one, for mating, suitable breeding grounds. Suitable breeding grounds. To go to suitable breeding grounds. Shelter. They go to shelter to face adverse environmental conditions. And for other purposes, to escape from their predators. To escape from their predators. See, these are the advantages and uses of locomotor movements. See, there are three types of movements. Three types of locomotor movements or movements. Movements includes number one, amoeboid movement. Amoeboid movement. Number two, ciliary movement. Number three, muscular movements. These are the three types of locomotor movement. We'll enter amoeboid movement and ciliary movement in our first step. Locomotion and reproduction in protozoa. 15 it will learn about amoeboid movement, ciliary movement, flagellar movement, swimming movement, etc. Here muscular movement is also discussed here. Muscular movement. See, generally amoeboid movement, unicellular or acellular organisms which belong to protozoa, it's a primitive invertebrate phylum, shows amoeboid movement. Amoeba proteus, which is an acellular organism, shows amoeboid movement. Pseudopodia are the locomotor organelles in amoeba. Pseudopods, podium, foot. Pods are foot. See, amoeboid movement is carried out by pseudopodia. See, next, some other organisms, pseudopodia in invertebrates, amoeba, and some other organelles, like neutrophils, macrophages, microfilaments, also shows the amoeboid movement. See, pseudopodia in protozoa. Pseudopodia in protozoa. See, pseudopodia are the locomotor organelles. Different types of pseudopodia will end. Logopodium, philopodium, reticulopodium, actinopodium. The different types of pseudopodia. Pseudopodia in protozoa shows the amoeboid movement. Right. Next, other cells such as neutrophils. Neutrophils, especially leukocytes here. Leukocytes, macrophages. Macrophages and microfilaments. See, microfilaments in higher animals or in human beings also shows amoeboid movement. It is the slowest type of movement in organisms. So these organisms or these cells shows amoeboid movement, which is the slowest type of movement. Pseudopodia in protozoa and invertebrates, neutrophils, macrophages, especially leukocytes, macrophages in organisms. So leukocytes type of WBC, neutrophils or leukocytes. If a leukocyte shows amoeboid movement. Macrophage also shows amoeboid movement, and microfilaments also shows amoeboid movement. It's about amoeboid movement. Next, ciliary movement. See, cilia in body ducts such as gentle ducts, respiratory passage, etc. See here, respiratory passage, genital ducts, the cilia presenting genital ducts, ventricles of brain, ventricles of brain. See, ciliary epithelium. You know, there are four basic types of animal tissues, which includes epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscle tissues, and nerve tissues. See, epithelial tissues are of different types, like simple epithelium, compound epithelium. See, the simple and compound epithelium are different types once again, based on presence or absence of cilia, ciliary and non-ciliated, ciliated or non-ciliated types. The ciliated epithelium in respiratory tract or respiratory passage or genital ducts, you know, like fallopian tube, it's a genital duct, and ventricles of brain, first and second ventricles of brain, which are present in left and right cerebral hemispheres, and third ventricle, which is present in diencephala, and fourth ventricle, which is present in medulla oblongata. See, the ventricle also shows these ducts passage shows smaller hair-like structures called cilia, which shows ciliary movement. They help in movement of or passage of materials, you know, like blood or other fluids. In case of ventricles, CSF, cerebrospinal fluid, passes through these ventricles and collects metabolites, provides nourishment, etc. And besides these organs, respiratory passage, genital ducts, ventricles of brain. You know, the lower animals, invertebrates or protozoans also shows ciliary movement. Paramecium or verticilla shows ciliary movement. Cilia helps in movement. So sometimes these organelles which helps in movement or locomotion also helps in other functions, such as the gathering of food material. In paramecium, no, balance is not paramecium billet, and movement in paramecium billet, ciliary movement. So the cilia also helps in, you learn it in the difference between cilia and flagella. Flagella helps in only locomotion, whereas cilia helps in locomotion. Besides locomotion, it also helps in food gathering. So some organelles which involves in locomotion also useful in other functions, such as gathering of food material. See, the cilia and paramecium helps in gathering food material. So they pushing the food into cytoplasm in case of bird cell. In this way, ciliary movement we observe in lower invertebrates such as Paramecium verticilla, ciliate protozoans, and the organs such as respiratory passage, genital ducts, ventricles of brain, which shows ciliary epithelium, shows ciliary movement and muscular movement. In the movement of jaws, the movement of eyelids, the movement of limbs, all these comes under muscular movements. The movement of jaws. Movement of eyelids. Movement of limbs. Movement of head. Head. All these comes under muscular movements. These are the three different types of movements observed in different groups of animals in different structures or different organs. Right. So now we know the three types of movements: amoeboid movement, ciliary movement, muscular movement. All these comes under just basics. In this muscular system, we discuss these concepts, which include the muscle, the skeletal muscle, structure of skeletal muscle fiber, structure of contractile proteins, which includes actin and myosin. Actin and myosin are the myofilaments, or these are contractile proteins. Steps involved in muscle contraction. mechanism of muscle contraction, which is very important concept for medical analysis. The 5-star area for medical analysis. And types of muscles are also important for IP. Important for IP. Yes. In this musculoskeletal system, in this muscular system, we discuss these concepts: the muscle, structure of skeletal muscle fiber, structure of contractile proteins, mechanism of muscle contraction, steps involved in mechanism of muscle contraction. Last we discussed the difference between red muscle fiber and white muscle fiber, or types of muscle fibers, which includes aerobic muscle fiber and anaerobic muscle fiber. Right. These are the concepts covered in this muscular system, the muscle. Let us see first concept, muscle. So, muscle tissue. See, the muscle tissues are, you recall, there are 4 basic types of animal tissues. Includes number 1, epithelial tissues, number 2, connective tissues, number 3, muscular tissues or muscle tissues, and number 4, nerve tissues, nervous tissues. You recall, there are 3 types of muscle tissues: voluntary muscle or skeletal muscle, smooth muscle or involuntary muscle, and lastly cardiac muscle, which is striped and involuntary. Striped and involuntary. Skeletal muscles are striped muscles or striated muscles. Dark and light bands are present. Alternate dark and light bands are present. Smooth muscles are unstriped or unstriated muscles, because the dark and light bands are irregularly arranged, and it gives a smooth appearance, which is also known as a visceral muscle. And then cardiac muscle, both these characteristics of the skeletal muscle are striped muscle and smooth muscle are unstriated muscle, we observe in cardiac muscle. So the cardiac muscles are striated, striped like skeletal muscle and involuntary like smooth muscle. So we learn 3 types of muscles in our first portion. Here, skeletal muscle. We discuss skeletal muscle because see, 40 to 50% of our body weight is only because of the muscles. 40 to 50% of our body weight is given by muscles. And there are 600 types of 604 types, 640 types of muscles are present in the body. And most of the muscles are of skeletal muscle type. That's the reason we discuss structure of skeletal muscle type. Muscle. The muscle is formed by bundles of fascicle, and the fascicle is formed by bundles of muscle fiber. The muscle fiber is formed by bundles of myofibrils or myofilaments. Once again, muscle is formed by bundles of fascicle. The fascicle is surrounded by a connective tissue sheath called fascia, and then fascicle is formed by bundles of muscle fiber, and the muscle fiber is formed by myofibrils or myofilaments. Let us see the diagram, the muscle. Some basics right here. Mesodermal innervation. These are mesodermal innervation. Muscle tissue shows the three essential properties. Properties includes excitability, contractility, elasticity. Elasticity. See the three essential properties of muscles or muscle tissues are like excitability, contractility, and elasticity. ECE. ECE. There are 640 muscles in the human body. 206 bones, 640 muscles. Right. Now, there are three essential properties: excitability, contractility, and conductivity, or it's elasticity, relaxation. Right, relaxation. Relaxation. Right. Let us see the diagram of muscle. Structure of muscle. See, it is muscle. This is one fascicle. Bundle of fascicles together from muscles. It's a fascicle. FASCICLE, fascicle. Right. Now, see a connective tissue sheath that surrounds the muscle is epimysium. So it's called an epimysium. And the fascicle is surrounded by, fascicle is formed by bundles of muscle fibers. bundles of muscle fibers. Right. The fascicle is formed by bundles of muscle fibers. These are muscle fibers. Let us take one muscle fiber outside. See, this is one muscle fiber. This is one muscle fiber. This is a muscle fiber. Muscle fiber. And the muscle fiber is formed by bundles of myofilaments. Myofibril or its myofilament. Right. Myofibril or its myofilament. Myofilament. Now this myofilament shows alternate dark and light bands. See, the myofilament shows alternate dark and light bands. These are dark and light bands. These are dark and light bands, or it's called A band or anisotropic band, or it's a dark band. See, this one is I band. See, it's an I band or isotropic band. It's an I band. I nothing but isotropic band, or it's a light band, dark and light bands. Light band. See, the alternative arrangement of dark and light bands, we call it actin and myosin. Actin filament forms a light band and myosin myofilament forms a dark band. So the alternate arrangement of actin and myosin gives a striped nature to the skeletal muscle. See here, bundles of myofibrils forms muscle fiber. The sequence is very important. The myofibrils together form muscle fiber. Second one, right, muscle fiber. Bundles of muscle fibers together form fascicle. Right here, fascicle. And the bundles of fascicle forms a muscle. Bundles of fascicle forms a muscle. See, the muscle is lined by epimysium, a connective tissue sheath called epimysium, and the fascicle, you know this one, the fascicle is formed by, the fascicle is lined by perimysium. See, it is a perimysium. Epimysium, perimysium, and this one. See, this one is lined by, the muscle fiber is lined by the muscle fiber is lined by endomysium. It's an endomysium. Endomysium. The fascicles are connected by, are surrounded by fascia. Here, one more connective tissue layer present called fascia. 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 It is also a connective tissue sheath. Fascia. 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 See, a muscle protein, the major muscle protein, connective tissue protein called collagen. Collagen is present here. Collagen protein. Collagen protein is a major component of the muscle tissues. Collagen protein. Right? It's about the structure of muscle. Muscle is formed by bundles of fascicle. The muscle is surrounded by a connective tissue sheath called epimysium. The fascicle is formed by bundles of muscle fibers. The fascicle is surrounded by, externally surrounded by perimysium. The fascicle is formed by bundles of muscle fibers. The muscle fiber is lined by endomysium, endomysium, perimysium, epimysium. And the muscle fiber is formed by bundles of myofibril or myofilaments. Myofibrils or myofilaments. And the myofilament shows alternate dark and light bands due to presence of actin and myosin. Actin is a light band or it's a thin filament, and myosin is a thick filament. You know, it is due to the A band is due to presence of a muscle protein called myosin or contractile protein called myosin, and the actin is the contractile protein which forms I band. It's an actin. Actin, myosin. Thick and thin filaments. See, actin is a thin filament. Thin filament. And myosin is thick filament. It's thick filament. Thin filament and then thick filament. Actin is a thick filament. The forms alternate dark and light bands. See, if you observe the skeletal muscle, you know, relate the structure of skeletal muscle, describe the structure of skeletal muscle, describe the structure of smooth muscle, which is spindle shaped, describe the structure of cardiac muscle, behind in our posterior portion. See this skeletal muscle here, which is structure of skeletal muscle. If you find alternate dark and light bands, so that it's called striped muscle. These are alternate dark and light bands which forms the striped nature, which gives a striped appearance to the skeletal muscle. This is cylindrical unbranched. The skeletal muscle is a cylindrical, elongated, cylindrical, long, and it is syncytial, which shows the syncytial state, where numerous myoblasts of the embryonic stage forms are this one. See, here, these are nuclei. See, multinucleate, I said it's a multinucleated. Characteristically, the nuclei are peripedal. Shows a multinucleate state of this skeletal muscle. See, it is the outer layer called a sarcolemma. You know, the plasma lemma of muscle called a sarcolemma. Sarcolemma. And here, sarcoplasm. The cytoplasm of muscle tissues called a sarcoplasm. It is a sarcoplasm. Cytoplasm called a sarcoplasm. And it's a nucleus. Nucleus. See here, the skeletal muscle is formed by bundles of fascicle cells. You see the fascicle, many fascicles are present here. Fascicle. It is a fascicle. Let's see. Cells of muscle tissue called number one. Here the cells called muscle fiber. Muscle fiber or myoblast cell. Myoblast cells called myoblasts are muscle fibers which are elongated cells. These are elongated cells. Elongated cells. Okay, and the plasma lemma called a sarcolemma. So the plasma lemma, the plasma membrane of muscle cell called or muscle tissue called plasma membrane or plasma lemma. Plasma lemma of muscle tissue called sarcolemma. Sarcolemma. And the cytoplasm of muscle tissue called cytoplasm of a muscle tissue called sarcoplasm. Sarcoplasm. The endoplasmic reticulum of muscle tissues called endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum called sarcoplasmic reticulum. Sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is an important storehouse of calcium ions which helps in muscle contraction. We discussed it in the mechanism of muscle contraction. Sarcoplasmic reticulum is the storehouse of calcium ions which helps in muscle contraction. The next reference one. The mitochondria of muscle tissue called mitochondria. Mitochondria of muscle tissue called sarcosome. Sarcosome. See these 5 words, specialized words, you have to remember, which includes the cells of muscle tissue called muscle fiber or myoblasts, which are elongated cells. And the cytoplasm of muscle tissue called sarcoplasm. The cytoplasm of muscle tissue called sarcoplasm. Endoplasmic reticulum of muscle tissue called sarcoplasmic reticulum. The mitochondria of muscle tissue called sarcosome. The other name is the structure of skeletal muscle. The skeletal muscle is a multinucleate syncytial stage, and it is striped. It is voluntary. Some characteristics it includes the syncytial, formed by fission of mononucleate myoblast cells, numerous mononucleate myoblast cells, syncytial, multinucleate. It's a multinucleate, it's voluntary. Voluntary. Skeletal muscle is voluntary. Striped, voluntary, they are striped or striated. Striped or striated. And most of our body muscles are of skeletal muscles. Syncytial, multinucleated, voluntary, striped, one more also you can take unbranched. No branches. Here is it, unbranched. It's unbranched. Right? It's about the structure of skeletal muscle and the muscle. Muscle completed skeletal muscle structure. Aorta structure of muscle fiber. Aorta structure of aorta structure of skeletal muscle fiber, we shall discuss in the next session. Aorta structure of skeletal muscle fiber. So it's a coma question in IB, and these elements composition important for entrance also. See, in this session, we learned some basics regarding musculoskeletal system, and then we learned what is muscle, types of movements. We learned WR movement, ciliary movement, muscular movement, and here the structure of muscle movement. Here, muscle is formed by bundles of fascicle, and it is lined by a connective tissue layer called epimysium. And the fascicle is formed by bundles of muscle fiber, which is lined by a connective tissue layer called perimysium. And the muscle fiber is formed by myofibrils, and the muscle fiber is lined by endomysium. And the myofibril or myofilament shows alternate dark and light bands which are formed by the myosin, which is a thick filament, and actin, which is a thin filament. It shows a dark and alternate dark and light band. Dark band, light band, dark band, light band. In this way, alternate dark and light bands with the myofibril or myofilament. These are alternate dark and light bands. Which gives a striated or striped nature to the skeletal muscle. It gives a striped nature to the skeletal muscle. Right? With this structure, aorta structure we discuss in the next session. Right. Have a nice day.